So John, a frustrating afternoon today. Two disallowed goals and 2 shots off the post. It must be really frustrating to come away with that game without anything to show for it.
Yeah, there's frustrations about a lot of aspects. You know, I thought first half it was, again, it's a tight match, nothing much in it. We had some good forward movements, and maybe never quite had the finishing pass or shot that we're after. A couple of decent long range efforts. One just passed with Colin Seedorf, and there didn't seem much in it at all. And then, you know, the first goal's really poor. It's a big kick at the park. Brad mistimes the bounce. You know, we don't know on the pitch if it's going to bounce high or low, and he does well to get back and block it, and the ball, you know, they get a wee bit a break, the boy finishes it off, and then we've created a really good chance. Liam Poe was unlucky, and you're thinking, you know, we felt a wee bit harsh to come in behind. We decided to change it slightly, get the 2 strikers on and go and get right at them, and I thought it worked. I thought we dominated the opening exchanges the second half. We started to create chances, and had a couple of good saves to the keeper, and then, you know, obviously it was a blow. Nathan's damaged his other hamstring now, which is a concern. But young Dan comes on and again shows his willingness and his pace, and that he's going to get at people, and then you see the defining moments. You know, Joe Chalmers hits the inside of the post, it comes out, and then we go down and Ian Vigurs hits the bar, and you're thinking, dear me, and then they go at the park, and it's a slackness. You know, Colin Seedorf just leaves a leg hanging out. The guy's always going to use that to his advantage, and he gives a penalty, and then, you know, it goes in off the post, and that's the bemoaning aspect for it. And then it's easy for Morton in the respect to sit in 2 banks of 4 and just hitting the break, but we kept going. You know, we've had another goal disallowed, which was very debatable. Both goals, you know, we don't think Gary Warren's offside, and the second one I can't understand how he could possibly be offside, because the ball's come back the way and he's run in. And then, you know, Dan's had another couple of shots, a good header as well. Chalmers has another shot blocked, Vigurs has a shot blocked, good save for the keeper again. So there was enough there, and it's frustrating, and that's the annoying thing is, but there's bigger issues, you know, and for me it's where our strengths in training are shown. We see in the park, move the ball quickly, get it between people, get at people, and go and cause problems. But there's flaws at training that we also see in the pitch, you know, and by saying that, it's like, you know, the discipline of when you're doing passing drills, you work your hardest at passing drills and make sure you get right. When we're asking for a rotation and movement, you do that rotation and movement right. When we're asking to play small-sided games, you don't lose goals. And that's the problem, is that the certain aspects of the game that we do at training that we don't do well enough in training, that we don't do well enough in the games. And that's what we've said to the players, is that you have to be better. We're on to them about their personal and individual standards. We're on to them about the way they look after themselves personally and individually, but it's the way they work in training and the things that they work on. You know, we play training games at times and it'll finish 6-5, 5-4. We say that in our eyes, as coaches' eyes, they accept losing goals too easily in small-sided games. There's an art to defending, there's a willingness to defend, and that's what they've got to do. We've got players out there, you know, who will get on the ball, they'll give the ball away, and you know what, they'll give the ball away, but at least they're not hiding, and I don't mind that. I don't mind any player who wants to get the ball and try a pass. If he gives it away, that's technique, but they're not hiding. And there's not enough of our players wanting to get on the ball at times and do the right things. There's nothing wrong with their work rate. They work hard, they give us what they've got. It's just that quality, and to me that comes from training at times. That they don't push themselves enough in training, they don't expect more from themselves in training, they don't demand enough from themselves at training, and they need to do that. And if, you know, we've said it in there, we're disappointed. There's 12 games to go. We had a run earlier in the season, we had 10 clean sheets in 12 games. We're going to need the same again. Yeah. We're going to, and that's the target we've set them, 10 clean sheets in the next 12 matches, and see how many points that gives us. Is it going to be difficult? Extremely difficult. Yeah. Is it impossible? No, it's not. But we're going to have to be more clinical at the back, and we're going to have to be more enterprising in midfield, and we're going to have to be more clinical up front. Because again, there was enough chances in that match to win it, but we didn't take our chances at key times. We were very unlucky at key times, but despite the fact we've done a lot of good things, there's too many errors as well, and that's the one thing we can't take. And those errors are seen in training, and that's why we keep saying to players, you think it's box ticking, that you turn up, you just say, oh, it's Monday, we'll get training done and that's it, finished. It's not. Every single day we put on sessions that are geared to the match on a Saturday, that are geared to a certain position on a Saturday, that are geared to a certain way on a Saturday, and that's where some of the individuals here are not doing enough. And they've been told, I don't care if you've got a 1 year still, if you're up at the end of the season, if you're up next season or the season after that, if you're not going to do what we're going to ask you to do in terms of training, then you won't be here. We'll get people in who will do it and who will give us the quality we're after.
Just looking at over to Tuesday, today Caledonian was missing with a slight injury. Will he be?
No, Cal will not be available for a couple of weeks, 3 or 4 weeks at least. He's damaged a hamstring from the Crusaders game, and obviously Nathan Austin's done his hamstring, his opposite hamstring today, so it's a blow, but we have to move on. There was opportunities for players there to go and show why they should be in the team and what they can bring to the team, and that's what they've got to do from now to the end of the season. We're still looking to bring in 1, possibly 2 players on emergency loan. If we can get that, that'll be fine. But as I say, we've got most of the squad there. I'll have to get on with it because that's the way things are at the club at the moment.
And just Dumbarton on Tuesday, a chance to really start that run you were talking about, to try and get that together.
It's all about the run. As I say, we've shown earlier in the season where we ran 12 matches, 10 clean sheets. We'll have to do the same again. That's exactly the run we'll have to go on, and we've said that to the players. We get a clean sheet, have pride in your training, have pride in your performance in training, and you'll take that into games on a Saturday. And I say we've done a lot of good things today, and we're very, very unfortunate in a lot of things, but there was just something not quite there that we needed. There was that, I'm not going to lose this goal, I'm not going to make a mistake, and I'm going to make the difference. I don't think enough of our players made the difference today.
John, thank you for that. Cheers.
Cheers.